here we have a new part for the TRX-6, the autonomous one. This one, some of you probably know what it is. It's got few screws and so on, and a spool. So this one will replace the diff lock in the front axle, completely locking it in place. I actually, after some comments online about this one being fragile, this is original by Traxxas. So some people were commenting with brushless, whatever, power and so on, you will break it. Well, I don't entirely see why this would break. Some would call it pot metal. Well, I think just by looking at this, it's impossible to tell exactly what everything is. Looks well made. Honestly, if one has methods, you can find out what alloy and everything it is. So, of course, there are special alloys which are designed for axles and this kind of attachments and so on. There's some design rules. With the certain rules, this looks okay. I mean, they have lightened it, but in a correct way, and strengthened it in correct spots. So I don't necessarily see where the problem is. If you tied it correctly, the friction, the torque is transferred for the friction between the two objects. So the sprocket that goes behind here. This looks fine. I mean, I bought two, actually free, other spools from a third-party company. I think somewhere in the US I ordered them from. They have this part is much thicker. Of course, it will add a lot more inertia, which is not so good. But it will have also a holder of bearing here in the middle. Difficult to say anything about the alloy, good, bad. I don't think much different from the quality of the rest of the stuff. At least the geometry looks okay. So I will install this to the car and let's see after that. So I'm going to do now is remove the insides from the front diff and replace it with this one, permanently locking it in place. Just remove the cable, getting rid of all of this stuff. Okay, first with disassembly. Here's the empty diff casing with a sprocket only for the axle, and here's the diff itself. So next I'm going to disassemble this one and put the spool in place to lock it. So here's the newly constructed diff, rather not diff. Now it's going to be permanently locked. That's that done. Here's the plasticky part that was the switch or the clutch for locking or unlocking the diff. Here's the diff part, bearings and so on. I will still put the bearings on this one, and then I need to put this to plug the hole for the cable and lock it in place. So everything is now in place. Diff is locked, filled with lubricant, whatever. Cover and back in place. Now you can see it's locked. No matter what you do, it's locked. I also received from Post the shock absorber, these suspension springs, the blue ones, which I already had elsewhere in the car. So these are now in place. Yeah, lots more components coming, but I think I will wrap up this video to this part. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe and all that stuff.